Well, it is week 3 of the LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Apollo, who is returned triumphant to Immortals. I'm getting message right now from Cloud9, and I'm letting them know, hey, I gotta talk to Apollo. He's really important. Licorice can wait. Okay, there we go.
Perfect. I'm sure there was no sarcasm in there.
I mean, I typed it all in there. It's here. I could, I'm not gonna leak that, but
Right.
anyway. So what I talked to Smithy yesterday about sort of his take on what happened. I would love to hear your take on how everything went down.
Well, I don't even know where to begin really.
That long of a story. Okay, Liquor's gonna have to wait
Well,
for a while.
no, I just mean like I've been in this situation before where pretty much the exact same thing happened last year where I was on Echo Fox and Summer Split comes around. They feel like they needed to make changes. We did roster swaps, roster iterations. They came out with the best one, Exhibit A of Lost and Yusui and so forth. And then it didn't seem to pan out, so they bring me back in. So like I've been through this before. It sucks. I don't like it. Like I hate coming in later and then the team we're just we have to start from the bottom and then look to improve on like all these mistakes that we weren't able to fix when I wasn't there. So yeah, I mean I don't really like it, but I you still have to take it uh, like as a learning experience anyways, right? I was still working with I think this time is a little bit better, I should say, because at least we're bringing up like the full academy team or
Yeah.
like the team that we've been playing with for the past few weeks. So in that regard, it feels really nice. And I made it very clear to like management and even just talking with my other teammates, like I didn't want to just like slot in us, like slot in me, Smithy, Nick again, or you know what I mean? Because it's just going to be really awkward and it's going to be really difficult to actually come back for something like that when you have to just kind of start over again almost, right? We weren't a good team coming out of spring and we had plenty of problems to fix. So if you just slot us back in, we're not going to look very good. Um, and so yeah, playing with academy guys, playing with David and or sorry, Insanity and Alorum, they like we've been working with each other and they're still really solid players, and I'm just glad that they got to prove themselves and we kind of got to prove ourselves like as an academy team, right? And yeah, so I think that feels really good.
Yeah, it's gotta be kind of weird where it's like, and now your team, like, it's not, as you said, you're slotting in. It's like now your team that is like starting summer split, but congrats guys, you're down 0-4 already. Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's kind of a funny predicament you find
yeah.
yourself in.
They just wanted to handicap us a little bit,
Yes,
so
yeah. That's a interesting system. Okay, so what what is life like now, right? Because both the GM and head coach were dismissed.
mhm.
So it's got to be kind of a weird vibe or a different vibe over there now.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, I didn't really expect it. I mean, I know people were kind of expecting it, but like, I still didn't really think it was going to be that quick and that drastic, I guess. Um, yeah, like I wasn't working with Zab for a few weeks. I was working with Malaclips, like the academy coach.
Yeah.
So in like that didn't really affect me too much. Like we're still using Mala and like that the coaching thing hasn't really changed. Having a new GM, is still kind of adjusting. Like it doesn't, like I said, having a new GM doesn't affect me too much. Like he does the management things do the same thing, and I'm kind of just still playing. Um, the only thing that was a little bit annoying, or the only thing that really affected us into this week, was just being a little bit unprepared. We didn't know we were going to be playing in LCS. We were basically expecting to just play academy, and then kind of later in the week, this whole thing unraveled, and then they're like, hey, like we feel like it's going to be a good opportunity for you guys, and which it was. Like I don't disagree with that, but it was still like a little bit shocking. And we didn't scrim any LCS teams this week, so just going into a full LCS environment and then even having to play Cloud9, it was a little bit intimidating, but we got through it.
Yeah. Okay, so now you find yourself back in action. Unfortunate that you had to play Cloud9 today in your second game into Summer
Yeah,
Split, but
some bullying there for sure.
yeah, what's the sense that you get on where your team is among all these other teams now that you guys are stepping back in, or is it just too early to tell?
It's a little early to tell, and like I said, we didn't scrim any LCS teams, so we have very very small little amount of information. That being said, beating Golden Gardens was really big for us. Like, it just means that we, like, they're not like the best team in the league, obviously, but it just means that we still can, like, belong there. Um, I we're we know that being 0-4 and at a 0-4 deficit going into the summer, it's gonna kind of suck, but we can still make playoffs. Like, it's 8 teams getting to
Yes.
playoffs, so it's like we'll still manage, which is nice. It's a nice feeling. Um, yeah, I like I said, I can't really tell you where we are compared to the other LCS teams because we haven't played versus them, but we're still confident. I really I really enjoy playing with these guys, and I have like a lot of faith in our rookies. And I mean, I guess Alarm isn't really much of a rookie, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. Uh, I would not call him an LCS veteran, I guess is a way to put it, right? Like,
Yeah, there's a middle ground there for sure.
right. All right. So, trying to think. I don't think I have any other Immortals questions because I talked to Smithy about most of them, but
Mhm.
I have been asking people about their rooms.
Okay.
And so yours is actually intriguing to me because I rarely see any furniture other than like a bed, and you have
Mhm.
at least 2 pieces of furniture, not counting your desk.
Yeah.
So are these things that you purchased or were they provided for you?
One of the things I purchased, and everything else was pretty much provided. I mean, I bought my own mattress because I want to have a nice mattress. This nightstand lamp thing.
Yeah.
My old apartment didn't have like an actual light.
Okay.
You know what I mean. Like, there was no like ceiling light,
Yeah.
so
So
I
there's a
had to.
light on that?
Yeah, there's a light. I guess you
Okay.
can't really see it
No, I think the
because
window's
the
blocking it
window's
out. But
covering
yeah.
it, but it's right there.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, there.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Um. Anyways, so I bought that, and then the dresser was already came with the room, or
Okay.
management got it, whatever.
All right.
So I I I
Do you have
I try not
anything
to.
else in the room?
I have a fan
Okay.
and
Anything on the walls?
no, I don't. I did have the pic. What was the thing called?
Poster?
The posters that you recommended me,
Oh yeah,
but
this place stuff. Yeah.
when I took it off, like, I couldn't. I don't have like the sticky things,
Okay.
and yeah. Anyways, I did used to have those, but now mine's just plain and empty and boring. But I have no one to show it off to anyway, so it's okay.
Well, yeah, but now everybody sees these. Thousands of people will see your room
Yeah.
because of this interview.
And what do you think they're gonna think about it? Like, is it? Do you think it's really that important?
I think this is maybe a time for pro players to spend 15 minutes on Amazon to buy literally anything to stick in there.
The thing I've been buying though a lot on Amazon is like stuff for cooking because I've been having to cook a lot more. So I'd
Okay.
rather spend my money on that.
Wait, you've been having to cook? You couldn't Postmates?
I mean, I can, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, postmating every day, it's draining my bank account, and being an academy and all, the paycheck's not as good.
Oh,
Let's end
thank
that one
God.
up.
I was worried that I wouldn't have a good headline, and now I realize Apollo on why he started cooking because the going to academy couldn't afford.
No, but that's not the only reason, of course. Like, well, first off, Postmates every day is super expensive, and it's a good like thing to learn. Just
Yeah.
being able to take care of myself. Like,
Apollo
I'm getting
details
older
the
now.
cost savings methods he used to offset the drop in income from going to academy. Like, there's a lot to work with on this one. I'm
Yeah,
excited. Did you
I
do
can give you
anything?
some
Did you
quick
do any other cost savings measures when you went to academy?
Um.
I mean, I doubt you spend very much money, so
No, I don't really spend too much money. Like,
you cancel like
the
Netflix or something. You have any?
I did. I just recently got HBO Max.
Okay.
So well, that's probably because I got promoted, right? So that was like, oh, I can now
Okay, so now
afford HBO Max.
that's called lifestyle creep.
Yes.
You get more money and then you start spending more money. So
Yeah, it's really taking over. But no, I don't really spend too much money. I'm not super materialistic either way. But the only thing I'd say I spend money on is just food.
We should do like an infograph on the lifestyle of an academy player versus the lifestyle of an LCS pro. It's just like, buys used car, leases brand new Tesla, travels, stays at home. Just I'm sure there's some
I
differences.
will say it is a significant drop. I'm not just talking about me,
Yeah.
but like for everyone, I would say, it's
Do you know
it's a
if
little bit.
most players do? Because I assume some players, when they get thrown in academy, they don't see a drop in income. But you assume most do?
I mean, yes, yeah.
Because it all depends on the contract you've negotiated, right? So
That's true. You're right, but I mean, even speaking from just like I'm not even talking from LCS to academy. I'm talking about like just starting in academy, right?
yeah,
That means that's the bare minimum is pretty
yes,
low. So
yes.
regardless of their previous performance or previous job, it's lower.
I think it would be very interesting to find out sort of how that works, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, this player's playing in academy. They don't necessarily realize that that's like very dramatic, perhaps, in the ways in which some players are getting paid. So
Yeah, not only, I mean, it's gonna make it sound like this interview is about just my financial troubles, but
and really, is it not? I think that's the question we need to ask ourselves.
like I'm totally fine. Like I'm just letting you guys know that.
I mean, you say that, but I look at your apartment and it does not seem as though you're.
I actually was gonna buy some posters, but things happen. Got a couple phone calls, and then I realized I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. You looked at the checkout button and the subtotal that was above, and you just were like,
I was like, oh,
yeah,
well, that doesn't fit my budget, so
yeah.
not today.
Okay, I gotta talk to.
Someone
I
else.
gotta go talk to Licorice
Okay.
about Wukong. You have any questions for him?
No, I think he answered all my questions in the last game.
Yeah, thanks for the interview. You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Look, some people, for these outros or for their sponsor plugs, they read from a script. And I've never been like that. I'm just not a scripted kind of guy, I like to just wing it. And I think that's what allows me to hopefully feel more authentic. And that's important whenever you're talking to your audience, because if you feel like they're just reading some script, they're not gonna feel like you're being honest. And you know what? I'm absolutely being honest whenever I say I really love the Alienware hardware that they have provided myself and my team to create content with over these years. And you can get your own stuff over at alienware.com/Travis. In fact, that page has got dedicated links to some of the hardware that we use. You can see a whole video that we've put up over there. Travis 10 off Q2, by the way, at checkout will save you 10%. That's a special code that they give just for myself. I don't know if they work with anybody else named Travis, actually. I guess they could have been. Maybe this is something they use for all Travises. I'm really starting to doubt